Did you know that the NFL is considering multiple different ways to do the playoffs this year that include not it taking into account the win total, but just the win percentage to make the playoffs? So for teams like the Titans who might not get to play all their games this year, like because they played less games, like they could have like 8 wins, and then another team could have like 9 wins, but because the Titans played less games, their win percentage would be higher. So they would qualify for the playoffs over the team with more wins.
So think about it.
And like for me, like I think that's fucking bogus.
It will be bogus, but think about how crazy this can get, right? Because if they drop it to a 12 season, right, you can almost maybe have some teams that make it at a 5-6 or 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I know, especially in y'all's division.
It could get exactly.
Yeah.
It can really be that weird. So do you guys really want to make it to where like we'll be seeing like 5-7 teams or like
right? And this is a year where they added an extra playoff spot for both sides too.
You know
so
what I'm
it's
saying?
like you're really gonna have a chance.
So we're gonna
for
be
someone
seeing
bad
like
to get
losing teams, losing record teams make the playoffs. I mean, like
It
how
would
do
be
y'all
weird.
really want to do it? Like
It'd be weird.
y'all need to be better because y'all aren't being better, and so y'all are literally just giving us a realization that we're gonna see like 5-7 teams in the playoffs. And to me, right, I don't mind 5-7 teams because what ends up happening is that 5-7 team ends up making it to like the second or third round, and it's like a hope story, right, for everybody.
Yeah, but that's
to
also what pisses a lot of people off too. Is like
exactly.
some nobodies got in and then beat like one
and
of the
they're
best
beating
teams.
all these good
like,
teams that you would expect if they played again, they would have.
Well, right, and that's what's different about the NFL is like it's one and done.
Right.
So like
it's
if you
not
lose,
NBA.
like that's
you get
it.
to play
you know?
7 games. NFL 1 and that's it.
Yeah,
NFL
that's what makes
to
it
me,
fun though. I think too.
I'm gonna be real, bro. I've always said this. The NFL needs to have like a best of 3 or something like that because you don't ever really know, bro. And so for some of these weak ass teams to be beating really good teams, it could have been luck of the draw for that night.
I think that's what makes it fun though.
It does make it fun, but one in and out, like that's tough, bro. At least make it a best of 3. Let them play 3 times. If that team that's really that sorry beats the other team twice, like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And so the NBA used to do best of like 5s and shit. Now it's 7. So everything just progresses, right? I mean, but there always has to be a starting point somewhere. I think just one game. NFL to me is so much exciting, and there's so many different combinations and injuries and things that play a factor. They should at least make it a series of more than just 1 and you're done. Like, make it at least 3, bro. 3, I don't think would be that bad.
That would make the playoffs last so long, though. Like for NBA, like
not really. You know why? You know why it wouldn't? Because if teams are really good, they'll just win those 2 games.
No, but that's still 2 full weeks of preparation.
You don't wait a week. You don't wait a week.
You have to.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
The players have to rest,
bro. Have you seen a team play 2 games in 1 week?
Yeah,
I have. Right,
yeah,
so
and they hate it.
Okay, they do hate it, but bro, they get paid millions of dollars to do this shit.
Not in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
they all get paid the same.
You gonna play 2 games in 1 week. Now, if you win both those games, then you're chilling. If you lose one, then you can prepare and go to the next week. This is something that
it won't work in the NFL.
Bro,
I agree with what you're saying.
What that, like, right
I think there should be an opportunity for a rebuttal, but like no.
I feel like what you're saying is like, look, they make that much money, they can play fucking 2 games in 1 week. I don't give a fuck what you say or what.
Yeah, but what you're saying, that's not just 2 games in 1 week. Like that's like the whole playoffs like that.
A best of 3.
They can't do that.
It's a best of 3.
Yeah, but you got to get through like 4 rounds to get to the Super Bowl.
But most teams are gonna dust. If you're sorry,
I don't know, man.
If you're sorry, you're gonna get whooped.
You have to you have to be at least half decent to make the playoffs.
This is why I say best of 3, bro. I didn't say best of 5. I'm not. The season is going to extend. But yes, that's what I want. Because if I see Russell Wilson play somebody and Russell loses, I don't think Russell will lose the next 2 games. Russell deserves to be in the damn playoffs, not to not be in it. Especially just like, well, hold on. Okay, but then let me switch it then. Aaron Rodgers deserves to be in the goddamn playoffs. If Aaron plays a fucking team,
they shouldn't lose.
And loses.
They shouldn't.
Aaron has a chance to fucking win some more games. To me. Like, right now, this year, Aaron looks like a beast. Russell looks like a beast.
I agree.
One of them has to lose.
Yeah. That's the way it always is.
But is it really fair though? Like,
yeah.
No, bro. Look, NFL with Corona happening is their best position to make this change it, bro, just a little bit. Like, one and done is goofy. It's just really goofy, bro. Because
I can tell you right now, if that ever happens, it won't be this year because they're not trying to add. It
won't be this year, but I'm telling you, bro, that has to be something that's thought about. Like, one and done has to almost be stupid at this point for the NFL.
The players wouldn't agree to it. That's what has to happen. There has to be an agreement on both sides. The only way the players would agree to it is if they got paid more.
But they would.
No. They would still get paid the same. They would just get paid more frequently because they would play more games.
I would say I agree with you in a way, but I can say right now, even if they didn't get paid more, I think it'd be a half and half. I think there would be players to say, hell yeah, we do a 3 instead of a 1.
I don't think anyone would want that.
All these players would be like, I'm going to win this 1. But all these other players know that they might not win the 1, just like Aaron didn't win the 1. Just Russell hasn't won the 1.
I think everyone in the NFL feels that, like, like we should, like,
bro,
we're going to game plan and we should win. And if we don't, then that's it.
Bro, 1 and done is for the Super Bowl. Like, that should not be, like, the narrative throughout all of football playoffs. Like, that, it's almost silly. It's almost weird to me. Like, you have to mix it up. When you get to the Super Bowl, you lose. But going to the Super Bowl, I don't know, bro, because you never know, bro. Like, you come up with Devontae Adams, right, and your boy Jones in the backfield. If Jones gets hurt, man.
Yeah, but if he gets hurt, he's not going to be available
and then if
later
Devontae
that
gets
week.
Hurt,
like, that's
but
not
you
how
don't know that
works.
because he can come back by the time the next game is played. Like,
doubtful.
But that's the thing. You have to let that happen. Like, you don't know. And so then Aaron Rodgers throwing to a bunch of scrubs is expected to lose.
He's been doing that his whole career.
Right. And
within reason.
And what does he do? He loses.
I mean, he's done a lot of winning.
But he loses, though, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, when it should matter, right, he loses, right?
Yeah.
More than not, right?
No
matter how good he is, when he gets to the big show, he loses, right?
Right.
Other than the ring that he has, right?
Right.
So I think in those type of situations, Aaron knows that, like, he could probably take a scrub-ass team and win.
Yeah.
Give me more than one game, dude, because if I got to go this one game with uncircumstances, at least let me, like, breathe and then come back the next game and show you that I could go harder with these circumstances. It's more of a fairness level for me, bro. Like,
I think that's a poor argument, personally.
It's not, though.
Poor roster construction can't be fixed.
I don't care. Like, my team won a Super Bowl after your team. Your team is way better than my team by a mile.
Okay.
Like, every year.
Now, yeah.
But no, not right now. Even when we won the Super Bowl, y'all were better than us. Like, so I don't understand.
Maybe.
It's no maybe, bro. You know this, and you're a football guy. Like,
I don't remember what the roster construction looked like back then, but yeah.
You have to give teams, I think, at least give them an extra chance, bro. Like, look, if somebody just wins in 2 games, right, because you're going to play 2 games in 1 week. So if somebody just wins 2 games and just beats a team, you should have been there. If somebody loses a game, though, like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, like, I don't feel like they would lose that second game within that week.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go to next week to the 3, and then it's give or take. But you can't say, like, if we come out, right, and we're going to the playoffs, and Aaron loses all his team, like, or half his team, right, which usually he fucking plays with just bums. Like, it is what it is, right? But that's your team, right?
Yeah.
I know my dude plays with bums all the time, but Nick Foles made them look like they were great. So I don't know what Carson's doing. I don't feel like they're bums. But in your regard, right, at least give them another chance. But I mean, because everything is game-to-game basis. It's so hard to say, like, Green Bay should win this game.
Well, that's part of, like, the sport, though, is, like,
okay, so
the volatility.
Also, a part of the sport, right, that we're saying, like, we can't helmet to helmet. We can't do this. We can't do that. I mean, players get injured more nowadays than they did before. So at least implement something where you can kind of say, like, all right, bro, Devontae twisted his ankle, and Green Bay was winning this game. But they lost after Devontae twisted his ankle. At least let Green Bay come back and play another game and be like, we'll win and take it to another one, or, or we just suck. You're right. And then leave it at that. They're going to, I like their one and done, but, bro, that has to be more closer to, like, the top. It can't just be off the rip, because I don't think it's fair. But, again, so who do you have as MVP?
Right now?
Right now? I know you want to say your boy.
So they're both very much in it.
If you don't say your boy, who would you say?
Russell.
Easily.
Or
That's it.
Or Josh Allen.
Not even. I feel like I mean like people could say him.
Yeah, there's a conversation. To be
overall,
had
right now, if you ask somebody like
probably
who's your
Russ.
MVP, you're gonna hear Aaron or you're gonna hear Russell.
Right now that's what it feels like. Yeah.
Like that's literally
like
it.
Even Patty Mahomes hasn't been playing neither is Lamar Jackson. It's like right now it's Aaron. Like Aaron Rodgers is like third. He's the only quarterback with no picks right now, and he's thrown for like 13 touchdowns already. But Russ set the new like 3-game touchdown record like ever. So
but we also saw Russell Wilson go like 4 games with like 11 incompletions. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like they're both playing out of their mind.
That's
what I'm
dumb.
Getting at.
That's dumb. Yeah. So you're only missing like 3 passes a game. Like what? Like excuse me. Like what?
Yeah, and they're both undefeated right now
bizarre.
too.
And so this is what I'm saying, right? They both do this, right? And one of them gets MVP, and then they go into the playoffs, and something drastically happens in that one game, and then they lose. They're out. That's not fair, dude. Give them give them at least one more game to be like, because like the adversity, right, in a game is different than the adversity after a game getting another game. Mm-hmm. And I think so. Yeah. At least give them another chance, bro, to like come back and be like, nah, bro, look. You know what I mean? Like it's tough, right? If Aaron Jones has like 200 yards and then like fucks up his ankle, or like Devontae is killing him and then he gets hurt and then like the other team wins. Like, how can we say that y'all really won though? Like,
it's just part of the game.
You know what I mean? It is part of the game, but bro, they're gonna have to add. They're gonna have to extend. Now that I feel like this is what's gonna happen, and I like to call a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Basketball extended way into like some different shit. The season for basketball is supposed to start in January, which is still going to extend it like crazy. It's a whole different schedule.
Yeah, it is.
I think all sports at some point in time with Corona and COVID, they're all going to end up like doing the same. It's going to be a different like season form,
perhaps.
And so NFL right now needs to make the effect. We're going to end up changing the seasons, but we have to give teams more than just a one and done, like in the playoffs, because it's retarded. Like, it's stupid, bro.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen your team really good lose one game, and I felt like they should have won the game. Like,
well, a perfect example is when we lost to the Seahawks in the 2014 playoffs, and we did win that game.
But at the same time, I mean, it's Russell, so I mean,
that was the botched onside kick.
It was.
Like, if we literally had just got it, though, it would have been over.
You have to think about the rest, right? It's Russell Wilson, and then people are kind of like, nah, I mean, that's Russell, though. Like, Russell can win. Like, wouldn't you not want to at least, let's play one more game then? Let's play one more game.
I mean, that would have been cool.
If you play one more game, what's going to happen? Aaron's about to come out like,
I bet you like Seattle Seahawks fans are like, no, one game's cool, man. Like, that's it, bro.
It'd be perfectly fine. Dude. Maybe Seahawks fans would be scared, but Packers fans would be like, no, run one more. Run it again. And like, because that was
bullshit.
Yeah. That was bull. Run it again. And I guarantee you it won't even be close. We'll just beat y'all. Right? And so then you have to live with the next game that happens, right? Does Seattle just dust the Packers and win and then it's over? Or does Packer come back? And then you're like, see, I told you. And then you have one more tiebreaker, bro.
The only part like about all that, I agree with you. The only part that like I don't agree with is like the injury argument.
I know the playing.
Like if they get hurt and they're not good enough to come back like that week, like they're probably not gonna be able to play like 3 or 4 days from now either.
Some dudes will push through that though.
Some of them would, but they still won't be 100%, and it's still gonna affect their ability to play anyway.
But let them make that decision.
Respect.
We're not them. Let them make that decision. They make millions of dollars. They entertain us.
Yeah.
We want to see one of the best teams succeed. So if we feel like we see an uncircumstance, I don't feel like it's fucking fair. I'm like, give them another chance. Like that's, bro. They caught the short end of the stick. You know, you gotta give them a chance, bro. Yeah. And it's funny because your team has been short end stick a whole bunch, and so my team hasn't. And it's funny that you don't agree with me, and I'm literally making your team's point like this entire time. Like
I've just been forced to live with it,
bro. They got to add. I don't know, bro. You gotta.
You also have to consider, like, when Green Bay won our Super Bowl, like, we were the 6th seed.
You gotta add something.
Like, we weren't supposed to win, like, but we went on the road to every team we played, and we beat all of them.
So let me ask you a question:
so
if you played those teams in a best of 3, do you think you would have still went?
Probably not.
Exactly. That's why, bro. That has. That has to happen, bro.
But I think it's that everyone deserves that chance.
Everyone does deserve a chance, but the best of the best needs to be there. Ain't nobody trying to watch no Miami versus the Lakers, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's crazy because
I didn't realize that like the Miami Heat. They said they're like a 75-1 chance.
Fifth seed, 75-1.
And they said those are the largest odds like
bro,
in
ever,
NBA history. And I called that shit.
Ever.
And that made me feel like so good.
So you know what makes it better? Miami had 7 games, right, if they kept winning, to at least show people
it's true, though.
That maybe.
They got to game 6.
Bro.
You got to give them some credit.
If we did one game in and out, the Lakers, the first game, it was like 30 points they were up. It would have been over, and Lakers would have won.
Yeah.
Right? Everything that happened after that showed that Jimmy Butler is a beast, and Miami was still good.
Yeah.
After, because they had more.
They deserved to be there.
Because they had more than one game.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's just like one and done. It doesn't matter. And so, if we're saying one and done right in the NBA, like, it sucks, right? The Lakers actually wouldn't have been in it.
Yeah.
Because Portland beat LA the first game. So, what are we talking about? Like, Portland's better than LA? No, they're not. Like, one game, though, doesn't give you, like, a synopsis of...
I kind of like it, though.
Who's the better team?
I kind of like it, though.
But that's the thing. You can't do it, bro. At least give 3 games. If that team is really that good, they'll just win again.
All I'm saying is that because of the full contact, it's much easier said than done for the football.
This is all I'm saying. As an NFL fan, which you are, not me, don't be surprised if they change that in the future and you don't like it.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't see how it works logistically, but if they can figure it out, then
it would work. It would work because only the best teams or the teams that we think are the best will be where they need to be because it won't be no one and done where the team gets lucky. Mm-hmm. Which, if we're gonna be honest, right? Would you think last year there was a team that was lucky for you? If you had to pick a lucky team, who would you pick?
Last year, in the NFL?
Yep.
Lucky last year.
I can tell you who was lucky. I have a team. Who was lucky last year? That you think in maybe a 3-game series they maybe wouldn't have won 2 games. Who you think
Titans.
was lucky? Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Easily. They beat some teams, right?
I mean, when they won, they won. But, like, beating the Baltimore Ravens 2 out of 3 would be pretty tough, man.
In, like, a one game in the playoffs where you kind of, like...
Or, like, Jacksonville a few years ago when they were in Saxonville. And, like,
It makes it weird, bro. It makes it weird. So, now... There's these high expectations for Tennessee this year, and I don't think they're. I mean, they're good.
They're undefeated right
They're
now.
good,
but they also have broken COVID, and like they're getting games postponed and shit.
They're not about to, you know what I'm saying? What are we really saying? Tennessee is like one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Like, if we really look,
they'll probably win their division.
But
maybe I don't know though. The Colts look good, man.
But hold on. But we're also saying that Tennessee is gonna be like really good and also get into the playoffs and beat some teams. That's what we're saying.
Derrick Henry. That's all I have to say.
Exactly, because he did it last year. Bro, play more than one game. Derrick Henry, I guarantee, probably don't shit on a team in a 3-game span the same way. And they don't win, probably. I mean, one game, bro, it's so hard to, like, say, like, that team is really good, all right. They're not, dog, because they're just going to run into somebody who else is really good.
Right.
Like, I feel like the NFL should expand it. I agree with you though. Maybe they shouldn't, and it's okay. Just let one team get lucky one night.
Oh, it's like the March Madness.
This is why I don't like it.
They call it madness for a reason.
This is why I don't like it. This is why I don't like that. Because then eventually
the upsets are what's fun.
But you start letting teams in that are not capable of what they're about to go against. Like, they have no idea the slaughter that's happening. That is not fine.
Then let them lose.
Let me ask you a question. In the playoffs and the championship games, right? We're including playoffs and championship games. Would you rather see just a blowout game because you know a team just luckily won the last game and they were going to get slaughtered this game, and so you're going to see just a lopsided game?
To get that far, they would have to luckily win like 2 or 3
Tennessee did not luckily win 2 games last year.
I don't think so.
Yes, they did.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, though.
You don't luckily win 2 games.
Yes, you do.
I don't think so.
Yes, you do. Bro, when you win, luck is a huge part of it.
Sometimes.
Tennessee, nobody last year was about to tell me that Tennessee was going to make it where they made it last year. Nobody. Nobody, not even you.
Team.
And you're an NFL guy, not even you.
I didn't think they were going to beat the Ravens.
Exactly.
But they destroyed the Ravens.
Luck, bro. Luck. So what happens is, right, you get your one luck game, but in a series of 3, you're probably not going to have 2 luck games, bro. Like, you're going to come out yourself throughout this series. Bro, and so Tennessee got lucky last year. They hit the right stretch, and boom, there you go. They end up in a main shit when everybody knew at some point in time Tennessee was not about to, like, they were a nice story to talk about, right? But we knew, like, at the end of the day, are they really gonna beat, like?
Well, they were beating the Chiefs by like 20 points. It was like 20-0 or some shit at first.
Then what happened?
Well, then the Chiefs turned it on. They scored
so like
50 points.
Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
it was pretty nuts.
So you got luck, bro. Like, so it makes it weird. They got to extend that though. If they don't though, I agree with you. It's cool with 1, but I don't feel like that's a fair assessment. I feel like in the NBA, 7 is too much. They should do 5. So I'm still giving you, like, even in the NBA, right? They do it way too much.
I think in the NBA they do too much, but it should be 5. Like, they should do 3 or 5.
But the problem is,
they're already making money.
When you
start, they're not going to take less money.
It's crazy because you start letting just certain teams get into situations that they're not built for. So Miami was not built to play the Lakers at all, bro. And I get it. Jimmy was good and Dragic was good. He got hurt. Bam was good. He got hurt. But there was no way in anybody who watches basketball was really believing, like, Miami is about to beat, like, LeBron and AD. Like, no, like, and they're, come on, bro. Like, stop. And that's the same thing with last year. Nobody thought Tennessee was about to beat Baltimore. Nobody thought Tennessee was about to have a close game with the Chiefs. Like, those are L's, man. And let's be real about the L's. Now, if y'all are really good, do it twice. And we'll give you an opportunity to do it twice. I bet you won't, though. Just extend it though a little bit, right? All you got to do is add an extra game because when you get the playoffs,
you say it sounds that simple, but then, like, what happens when, like, a bunch of those games go to 3 games and then, like,
that's fine because you're adding an extra game, and if a team can't win the first game and close out the second game, if you lose a game to somebody and you come back and win the next one, then it's a toss up. Then not every game's gonna go to 3 though. I can guarantee you a team will come out and just win 2 and it'll be done. Like,
that's double.
You're just
the
not better
time,
than me.
Though.
I mean, so it's crazy, right? Because you have to factor in risk of injury.
Yeah.
But it's a part of the sport and a part of the game, like you just said.
Yeah, but your biggest argument for doing this has been because of injury.
No.
You could use that same
logic.
My
biggest argument for doing this is one and done allows teams that are not built for championship teams to just play it. Like, you're playing against somebody who's not on your level. And so then it makes shit look whack.